Hello all. Welcome to our channel Reflection by Mrunal. And let's wait for 2 more minutes and let's quickly start our real conversation about the topic personal branding. So, yes, we have got few viewers here. Let's wait for 1 minute more and let's straight dive into the topic. So before that, I would just like to have a quick introduction with you. Can you quickly type in the comment section the location from where you are joining, your name, and the profession that you are into? So you can drop your answers in the chat box, guys. And trust me, today's conversation, we are going to make it really, really interactive. So keep your fingers ready to type on the chat board and keep your fingers on the keyboard. So, guys, your location and your profession to which you belong. So, let's make this more interactive. Guys, introduce yourself, the location from which you're joining this conversation today, and your profession. All right. Before delaying it any further, let's straight away dive into today's topic about personal branding. So, before we start with the personal branding, I'm going to take you through what this personal branding is, what's with this buzzword, why people are so much talking about this, what we need to do, why we need to do and work on personal branding. So, I'll before that, why I felt this topic is very close to my heart is because I have personally been working on this topic from past 3 years. I have been working on creating my personal brand, and all this enlightenment happened because of my ISB journey. So when I joined ISB, that was the first time I have heard this buzzword, personal brand. Before that, I have heard it vaguely, but I had certain myths, and I'm also going to talk about those myths at the end of this conversation. And I'm sure those myths are also yours because we stop ourselves lot many times because of all these myths that we carry in our head. So, before diving to any further conclusions on personal branding, let me ask you one question, and you don't have to give me any answer. That you need to ponder over this thought and just think about these kind of scenarios. So, guys, have you ever felt that we remember certain people even long after they leave the room? Maybe the organization, maybe your department, maybe your life sometimes, and then there are a set of people whom we forget like this. I mean, the moment they leave the organization, hi, Zaki Mirza, hello. I am really glad that you have joined the conversation. So then there are a set of people who we just forget like that. I mean, the day they leave the organization, the day they leave the position, the day they leave your life, within few days you forget them. Have you noticed something like this? I'm sure all of us. Now, I'll take certain names and you tell me what comes to your mind when you hear these names. And type in the chat box, of course. Ratan Tata. What comes to your mind when you hear this name, Ratan Tata? Type quickly in the chat box, guys. Second name is Narendra Modi. What do you think about these personalities? When you hear these names, what comes to your mind? Quickly in the chat box. Third name is Shah Rukh Khan. Fourth name is probably Steve Jobs. Anything that comes to your mind when you listen to these names. And last but not the least, your own manager. What comes to your mind when you hear your manager's name? Hello, hello, C. Jackson. Welcome to our channel Reflection by Mrunal, and we are trying to cover a topic. We are going to have a discussion on personal branding. So, what I was talking is, what comes to your mind when you hear your manager's name? Now, the next question is, what what is that one thing that you think comes to people's mind when they hear your name? What do they think about you? That's what exactly I'm talking about. That's the magic of personal brand. Now, everybody talks about personal brand, but nobody teaches us what this personal brand is, why it is important. See, I'll tell you, and that's the problem with all of us. You know, we understand a lot of things, we hear about a lot of buzzwords, but nobody really goes deeper down and makes it simplify and breaks it down so that everybody understands the concept. And that's what I felt, you know, when I have created my channel Reflection by Mrunal. There are so many management concepts which, if understood correctly, can be simplified, and they are super simple, and anybody and everybody can implement them in their day-to-day life. There are very small little simple activities that we need to do, simple practices that we need to do, and we can actually make wonders. But unfortunately, that's a human tendency that we hold on to our knowledge. We do not want to share it with people. And that's why I have created this channel, Reflection by Mrunal, wherein I genuinely want all of us to learn from each other's experiences, life experiences, professional experiences, and we need to grow together as one community. And this is precisely why I am telling you all these things. The topic personal branding, that nobody tells you what exactly it is and what needs to be done, is something that I really want to decode today. Because what I have learned from my Indian School of Business journey is something that I wanted to share it with you. So, guys, personal branding is nothing to do with only YouTubers or influencers, or, you know, it's not only about having thousands of followers or posting every day on LinkedIn or on social media. No, no, no. It is not about that. So that's the biggest myth that we carry, that personal branding is only for these kind of people, influencers and social media people. But guys, it is for every working professional, and it is for every human being. Whether you are working on creating your personal brand or not knowing it. So whether you are working on intentionally or unintentionally, you are still working on it every single day through your actions. So let's break it down. Let's break down this word personal branding. So there's personal and there is branding. Now, in personal branding, 80% of the work is personal, only 20% is about branding. So now, if it is 80-20 ratio, what is this personal? Personal means my own, me as a person, right? And what's branding? Branding is how people perceive you, correct? So, are we here saying branding means marketing? No. How marketing is different than branding? Marketing is only about attracting. So when you see marketing campaigns of any product, they only try to attract the consumer. They only try to have more attention of the consumer. But branding will give you attraction plus retention. And that's what the branding is. And we want to collaborate both the things together. So personal branding is nothing but how you project yourself so that people remember you even when you are not in that room. So there's the impression that you leave, or the footprints that you leave in the room, for which people will remember you. So this is entirely the game of trust that you create, the credibility that you create, the authenticity that you create. It's all about that. And that's what is personal branding is. Pretty simple, isn't it? So guys, I'll give you one story. Now, when I'm talking about this personal branding, how I started working on it is in back in 2023 when I went to my ISB Women Leadership course. That prior to that, I have heard this word very vaguely, but a lot of emphasis was given on this topic, personal branding topic, during my ISB session. Hi Aryan, how are you doing? Glad to see you. So that time during my ISB journey, personal branding was given a lot of importance. And then I have understood that whether I'm working on it or not, I am creating my brand every day through my action. And then I started observing so many times that, what are the talks? What am I known for? When you're working on it unknowingly, that time, the impression that has been created, you have no control over it. But if you start working on your personal branding intentionally, you will let the world know you for which you want yourself to be known for. What you want to be known for. Tomorrow, if Mrunal leaves the life or the country or the organization, what she should be known for. That's what the personal branding is. And if it is so important for me, I must work on it, isn't it? Correct? So I'll give you a small story, and I'm sure many of you would relate to this one. So imagine, have you a scenario wherein, and this is a true story, that two colleagues, they have joined one organization at similar designation, similar skill set, having similar capabilities. Work wise, they were doing brilliant job, but only one got promotion and other one was only short. Think over it, guys. Have you experienced this by yourself, or have you seen it happening around you? Do let me know in the comment section. Yes, have you seen that, or you have experienced it anytime? The two people have joined with the same pace, same skill. One gets recognition, and the other one stayed where he or she was. It happens. Sometimes it happens in our surrounding, and sometimes it happened with us. We have witnessed it. And why do you think what happened in this case? Why it happens like that? Because it's all the game of visibility. And when I say visibility, I do not only means doing buttering or trying to project yourself again and again, trying to be in the spotlight in the organization. Visibility doesn't come with all these things, because people who are sitting at the top, they are there and they understand a lot of things. But you still need to project yourself in a very authentic and subtle way. And that's about personal branding. Because your actions, your consistency, your authenticity will leave that footprint for you, and people will remember you for that. That's why it is very important to have and to work on your personal branding. Now, branding means reputation. Simple as that. Correct? So how this reputation or how this personal branding will help you in the professional life? One is during your promotion time. Remember, your manager will recommend the name and only that name for whom he has got a visibility. Now again, I'll reiterate, visibility doesn't mean being there in the spotlight unnecessary for people or trying to take a credit of people. No. Visibility comes from the trust. Visibility will come when manager thinks about any task and your name pops up in his head. That's the visibility. And for that, you need to have consistency. Remember, if you will deliver once and if you expect your manager to remember you forever for that one task, it is not going to happen. You have to, prove yourself consistently every day, every moment. And that will give you the trust, the, the confidence to your manager. And of course, that will help you to get promotion. Secondly, opportunities. Now, why opportunities? I'll give you a very simple line, and this is from HR side that I'm saying. Most of the jobs are not filled by the Naukri applications. Remember, most of the jobs are filled by recommendation. And mark my word, recommendation works wonders for HR. Whenever somebody recommends your name for any job opportunities, of course, because the person who has recommended you has got his credibility, your chances for getting the opportunity increases because recommendation gives you that additional credibility. And that will happen only when people will remember you for your good work. So if you have got good credibility, if you have got good reputation, if you have got good trust among people, then only people will remember your name when they see any relevant opportunity. And I myself have experiences. Whether you take that opportunity or not, it feels so beautiful and so good when somebody recommends you for a good opportunity. And trust me, this works. This works long time. I will also cover next time a topic on power of networking, why networking is so important. But recommendation, again, I am going to say that the recommendation does wonders. You will get that opportunity, even the opportunities that you do not have visibility, but somebody else who knows that opportunity and who knows you can give your recommendation and can help you to grab a new opportunity. Next is trust. If you have got your credibility, if you show up consistently, of course, it helps to create a trust. And there is always a good bonding when we work on the basis of trust, when trust is the foundation. So it helps you to get the trust, to win the trust of your colleagues, your seniors, your supervisors. And that will give you career security also because see, remember one thing, though we say that skill development, why skill development is a continual process? Because skills can somewhere becomes outdated over the period of time and you will still have to polish yourself, regain new skills. But strong reputation never dies because you have to work on it every day and you're working on it every day. So it's not a one time game that you have created your personal brand and now you're sitting there relaxing that, oh, now things will work on my own. No, it is not going to work like that. When you talk about personal brand, it becomes your primary responsibility to live up to that brand and to live up to those expectations every single day. You cannot simply say that I have created now this goodwill and now I don't have to do anything, I can sit and relax and my goodwill will work on its own. No, it doesn't happen that way. It's your commitment with your own self. Yeah, so that's what you need to do. So guys, one question: have you ever received an opportunity because someone remembers you or somebody has recommended you? So I'll create that questionnaire. Just let me know if you have witnessed that. So, guys, quickly, have you received a recommendation anytime? By the way, Zakir Mirza, thank you so much for joining this conversation. Aryan, thank you so much. C. Jackson 242, thank you so much for joining our conversation today and being there, talking, so actively. I truly value your time, your efforts, and your support for this conversation. Yeah, on that note, now so many of you may feel that you know what, all this personal branding is show off. I don't like this show off, and that's why there are so many myths that we carry, that we wait for that perfect moment, like how I have done. I was carrying those myths in my mind for so long that it's only in 2023 I have realized that things doesn't work that way. If you want to create long lasting impact, if you want to create your long career, you need to show up every single day, and you need to work on your personal brand every single day. So, what were those kind of myths that I was carrying in my head? Number one, I don't like showing off. All these things is not for me. This personal branding is not about showing off. It is no show off game. Personal branding is basically creating your reputation. You're not self promoting, but you're value promoting. So, branding is about value proposition that you are doing. It's not about boasting yourself and trying to force yourself on others. It is about talking about your value system and creating that foundation which will work for you in your future. So personal branding isn't about show off, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for showing me the love. Whoever is sending hearts, thank you so much. Lots of love from Reflection by Mrunal. So that was myth number one, that this is show off. No, the reality is personal branding isn't about showing off. It's about you are giving out, you're telling the world what your value system is. Number two myth that we all carry: I'm too junior, now there is still time. What if I start working on it from now? What people will think? Forget about what people think. There is no age or experience, number of experience years that are required. And you know what? The best time to build your personal brand is when you actually don't need it. So by the time you need it, you already have that personal brand created for yourself. And for some reason, I don't know for how many years I was under this myth that, oh, it's not the time. I still need to spend so many years, to be there, to be vocal about my value system. But it doesn't work that way. And that's why I keep telling my team members also, start working from now. Be vocal about your value system. Show up there. Show up on the platforms which matters for your professional growth. And there is nothing wrong. Nobody is too junior or too senior when it comes to creating a personal brand. The early you start, the more benefits you will get out of it. And that's what all I can say. I have realized it very late, but nevertheless, it's never too late to work on something good, but work on it. Even if you're at the beginning of your career, try to start working on your personal brand. Take your time, go slow, but start working on creating your brand. Start working on that value system for which people you think should know you. Number three, and this is my problem, my work will speak for itself. Of course, work will speak for itself, but only when you will show that work out there, when you put that work on the table for the world to know. Otherwise, trust me, nobody will notice your work. And when I say that, people should notice your work, I'm not saying go and keep mark entire world in CC when you're drafting one email. No, 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 that's not an agenda. Don't take this statement in a wrong way. When I say put your work there, or put your value system there on the table, I mean that every time whenever you're delivering something and delivering any kind of project, work, try to do it with 1% better way than how you have done it last week. And that's what it means. It's never too late to start working on personal brand, and it is very important if you want to seek a long term career, because it helps you when it comes to having any recommendation for new opportunities, be it your promotion, be it new job opportunities, be it any new career exploration altogether. And it helps you to create trust that is required, it helps you to build your reputation that is required, it gives you career security, because reputation works wonders. Skills, I will once again reiterate, skills can be, can become outdated, but reputation never becomes outdated. Having said that, hello, King Pasha. Hello, say hi. Thank you so much for joining this conversation. Glad you are here. So, we are talking about personal branding, and what I was saying is reputation goes long way. So, work on that. Consistency matters when it comes to personal brand. You cannot, I'm once again repeating this. I know that I'm repeating it, but it is so, so, so important. You cannot work only for 1 year and sit back and relax expecting that personal brand works on its own. You need to work every day and you need to show up every day. And that's where your personal brand will help you to work for you in your favor and can help you a lot in your professional journey. So now we have understood the importance of personal brand, guys. We have seen what personal brand is. Now, certain things, what are the steps that are required? Now, something that I have learned, and it could be absolutely, I mean, you guys can disagree completely. That is absolutely okay. You can share your inputs, you can share your viewpoints, ways how to do it. But certain things which I have learned through my SB journey and which I worked on last 3 years, which helped me to create one credibility, is something that I am going to share it with you. What I did when I have attended the session, I understood the importance, and then I have realized that, okay, fine, you know what? It's high time I need to create that foundation, the better foundation for my future. For that, first thing that I did is I first sat down and did little introspection and asked myself, what is that one thing that people should know me for? What's that value system, value proposition that I wanted to put it out there? The moment I understood what's my why, what's my purpose, lot of clarity came to me, like how and what I need to do, like golden circle. If you know your why, how and what becomes super easy. So the moment I understood what is it one thing that I wanted people to know me for, I got some clarity as to now if I want people to know me for this thing, what all activities I need to do. So my why was whatever learnings that I have got through ISB or through the mentorship that Ketan has done for me, or through the life's lessons that I have learned over the period of time, I felt that I really want to put those things out there so that at least someone should get benefited out of it. Someone should have much smoother career journey than me, and somebody should get benefited out of it. And that was a whole purpose. After certain number of years in the career, I truly felt that whatever ups and downs that I have seen in my career, certain things I got late, certain things I got very early in my career, but I want to curate those things and I want really to help people so that my learnings should not be limited to me, but all those learnings should be there in whatever form I can. And then I was clear about my purpose. I was clear about my why. And when I have understood what my why is, I have jotted down what are the steps that I need to do. Now, if I want to put my knowledge there, how can I do that? One, conducting trainings within the organization. First, I started off with that. Then, being visible, being vocal about certain topics. Then, I have realized that only writing on LinkedIn is not enough because that's only a written content. Then I thought after a few years that I need to go one step ahead. Hello, King Pasha. Hello, ma'am. Yes, thank you so much for commenting. So then I realized that only writing things on LinkedIn has its own limitations. So I started recording videos on small little topics and started putting on LinkedIn. Eventually, I realized that LinkedIn as a platform has got its own limitations. So finally, I have created my YouTube channel, a platform that I want to create for people to have real conversations without adding any filters, without adding any professional limitations, wherein I and everybody can express their viewpoints and people can learn from life's experiences. And that's why I have created this channel. And that's why I've started interacting with people, wanted to create a community where people are helping each other in terms of career progression, in terms of life. I can learn from you and you can learn from our life experiences. And that was the entire motto. So then to do that, I started showing up consistently. Last 3 years, I have been so consistent on LinkedIn. Last 4 or 5 months, I have been consistent on YouTube. And that consistency has really created the credibility, the reputation, and people started knowing me as a Mrunal for my LinkedIn work, for my YouTube work, and that's where I felt that, okay, fine, I'm able to work slowly on my personal brand. Third thing, what I did is during this journey, I have not kept my learnings only limited to me. I started sharing those learnings. And that's where I have started this YouTube live sessions wherein I get a chance to interact with people. I can address the queries. I can share my piece of knowledge. I can ask question and learn from people. And that becomes a global platform. So I started sharing my learnings. I started helping people in whatever way I can. And all that I've understood is during this entire journey, I need to be very authentic because we all are human beings. We all are vulnerable. We all are miserable at times. We all are so natural. So, Korean glass skin is good to see on Vogue magazine, but when it comes to real life, people will listen to you, people will follow you when they'll see real you. And this entire journey from my mentorship, ISB till date, had taught me one thing, that you need to be very authentic. You need to be very empathetic when you are dealing with human beings, not only in your professional life, but even in your personal life. So, those were the 5 steps that I worked on and I'm still working on to create a 1% better personal brand than my yesterday's brand. Number one is know your purpose, know what is that one thing that people should know you. Secondly, show consistency, keep working on your personal brand. Third point is during your journey, share your learnings with people. Fourth point, help people in whatever way you can. And fifth point, be very authentic. So, guys, in a nutshell, that was about personal brand. And I felt it is so important for all of us to work on our own personal brand. What world needs to know about you? Whether it is about being transparent, whether it is about being honest, whether it is about being go-getter, whether it is being helpful person, whatever it is, what's your purpose? What you want people to know you for is the entire game. And once you get the clarity on that, I'm sure you will understand how you can slowly start working on it. And these are like, everyday actions that you need to take. You don't have to do anything extra for that. Every day you need to show up. Every day you need to be consistent. Every day you need to be authentic because personal brand is your own commitment with yourself and you need to live up to that. You need to stick to your commitment no matter what because that's real you. So, guys, that's it about today's conversation. And this is again Reflection by Mrunal, and we'll have many more such conversations because I feel that we need to cover such topics frequently. Nobody talks about these topics. People only use these management jargons, and we keep wondering that okay, fine, this is good, and we feel very impressed when people talk about such buzzwords, but nobody really simplifies it and tells what exactly. I mean, sometimes I feel I need to know in simple layman's language. Tell me what I have to do. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down all these management concepts, we're going to decode them, and we're going to see how they can be implemented every day and how they can benefit all of us. So, guys, on that note, if you found today's conversation any helpful, then you need to do three things. First, like the conversation, press the bell icon and like the conversation. Secondly, subscribe to our channel Reflection by Mrunal. And thirdly, share this conversation with everyone who needs to hear this, whom you feel needs to work on their personal brand and whom you genuinely care about. Share it with them. Let's learn from each other. Now I open the conversation. You can ask questions, we can take questions, we can answer, we can debate, argue, agree, disagree. We can do all of that for next 10 minutes. So guys, any questions you can put it in the chat box, and I would be really glad to answer them to the best of my knowledge. I'll try. Yes, King Pasha, you have a question. Can you put it in the chat box? Anything that you want to share, you can also share your experiences regarding personal brand or your professional experiences, or you can also mention the topics that we should cover in the next live sessions or through videos, or any suggestions if you have. Good, bad, ugly, whatever is your experience, you can share it with me here, and we would love to learn from each other. So the panel is open now for you guys. So you can share your experiences, questions, everything in the comment section. So, guys, never mind. You can also leave your comments on the recorded live chat, and you can put your comments there. Think through it, and do let me know what was your feeling about today's conversation. What thoughts you have got? Any afterthoughts that you have got, and any topics that you would like me to cover in the upcoming sessions. Meanwhile, stay tuned and, of course, subscribe to Reflection by Mrunal. Thank you so much for your precious time and listening so patiently. Have a great day ahead.